Good. Hi again, Louie.
Hello.
All right. So we're going to build on that theme of trust and authenticity, and I want to talk a little bit about how, with the team, we've built trust kind of into the offering, as it were.
Mm,
So just give a little bit of narrative. So, obviously, you and I talked about, do we have reviews? Do we not have reviews? Do you want to maybe talk a little bit
yeah,
about it?
yeah,
Reluctant?
yeah. So, so I think this is something where we had a problem, which is who are you gonna trust most when it comes to picking technology? The people that have picked it first and gone through the situation, warts and all. But we also had that challenge of how do we avoid that kind of trolling aspect of people just logging on and just having a slate, or even, not that it would ever happen, of course, care providers, maybe writing a cheeky review against some of their competitors. We knew that we had to think about this reviews process well.
Yeah.
A, because it was important for it to really be trustworthy and valuable.
Yeah.
And B, for us to do it well so it did become a genuinely useful piece of information. I think what's happened over the course of consulting with the sector, both care providers and technology providers, kind of sitting in our own heads and arguing at 2 a.m. over WhatsApp about it and so on and so forth, we've come to that point where we've recognized, okay, if we can create a reviews process that is meaningful and in-depth, it's not just 3 stars and half a sentence and a thumbs down emoji.
Yeah.
If we can create a reviews process that's thorough and valuable, and if we can kind of trace that and track that, we can create not just a set of reviews that are vaguely useful, but a set of reviews that are authoritative and enable care providers to really have a deep understanding of what other care providers have experienced when they've used that tech.
Yeah.
I think that's, we can talk about trust all day long, but I think by centering the voices of care providers that have already used the technology,
Yeah.
we are building in trust into the experience, because you can suddenly get 20 opinions from people that have been checked and have used that software, and it's not just a sentence. It's a really deep consideration of what went well, what could be improved, whether they recommended the tech. I think that's central to making it a trustworthy site.
Yeah, 100%. And I was stuck on this one because, as you said, between the sort of this is horrible software and I hate it, and everyone who works there, versus everything's amazing. And I thought, well, why do I want that? Well, you're completely right. And we got that breakthrough with Gerard and Bly saying, actually, no, the right way to do it is a mixture of objectivity, subjectivity, and kind of packaging it in a constructive way. That's the way to do it.
The reality is, I remember very, very early on, we were talking about the site. We were like, no one's going to click a button and buy a 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 grand piece of tech. It's not like buying a washing machine or, buying some sellotape on Amazon or whatever. So we knew that there needs to be a kind of a consultative process as part of the experience. And I think what we also learned was that reviews had to have that detail, that value. And I think another thing that we've done that really brings that trust in is the fact that they are seeing all of the market.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing that, right very early on, I remember sitting in a car park and calling you and saying, I've got it. It needs to be a compare the market, but for care technology.
Yeah.
You need to have, I use the phrase a lot, one visual gulp. In one visual gulp, in one screen, I can just see all the emails next to each other. And I can start. And I think that's something that's trustworthy as well, because the only ones you see at the shows are the ones that pay to be at the shows. The only ones you see on Google are the ones that pay to be on the first page of Google. Another thing that makes it trustworthy is that they are all there. And I think that's really valuable for the sector. You're not looking at the 2 that you've heard of or the one that your mate from another home down the road told you. You're seeing all 10, 15, 20 that are currently active in the sector and kind of past those standards.
Yeah, spot on. And just to move the conversation slightly on, just to sort of, to deepen that sense of how we build trust. And it was in Chiswick, wasn't it, that we had that couple of hours when we were meeting over lunch to develop some of this stuff. And obviously you've got a background in academia. And, talk to us about the development of the sort of Knowledge Hub. What was that about, and why does that build trust, would you say?
Well, the Knowledge Hub was one of those things that really kind of demonstrated a difference between how you and I think.
Right.
Because what happened was I was like, let's get a website up there. Let's make it like almost like an old version of the Yellow Pages with logos and phone numbers. It'd be great. And what you kind of showed to me is people don't know what they need. People don't know what they don't know, which kind of got my kind of academic kind of mind switched on. I thought, so actually there's a whole suite of information to help people go through the thought process. And I think the Knowledge Hub, we've got really great experts, independent experts that are writing incredible content. And what that's doing is it's helping people move through the process. They're not just picking a product. They're learning about the whole ecosystem. They're learning about what they need to do. So that when they start clicking those products, when they start making contact, they're making contact from a place of understanding. I think the Knowledge Hub just gives that extra level of security that you're clicking on the right products for your service.
Yeah, got you. And I know a big part of it was making the language kind of personable, non-technical. And it's also, as you said, it's sort of respecting where the different people come into the site are at, and letting them choose how to access that information rather than just being a directory, I guess.
Totally. I think this is where the complexity of care tech comes in as well. This is not like picking a washing machine where really it's a washing machine. There's not too much. With a lot of these products, there's a lot of really deep questions that need to be asked to get the right one. And I think that's what we're trying to help offer.
Yeah, superb. Okay. Thanks, Louie.